Everybody, welcome back. Today at the toppings, we got some juicy toppings for you to put on your pizza slice. Enjoy, folks. It's some good news. We talk Universal Monster Universe from Universal trying to bring back the universe that they try to create. Third time, I guess. We talk about Cops, the cancellation. Disneyland refurbishing some rides. Also, the last Ronin, the new basically Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic storyline, and then we ended off in HBO Max, Batman, the
possible series.
Batman series. So, Cruz, we started off with Universal Monsters.
My thing. So after the success of Invisible Man, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. You've seen it.
Yes.
Yes. Did you like it?
There is things I liked. The suit was nice. I like what they did. It's not one of those. I guess they didn't try to do that crazy route where he drank a serum
and it goes crazy.
And he's like, oh yeah. I think he was just an abusive husband already. So a douchebag. So they're like, we don't need to use no antidote. Well, let's do Joker. Let's make him crazy already. A rich billionaire, basically.
How can a suit make you crazy?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Power.
So after the success of that movie,
it did good.
Yeah, it did good. Big money. It was a successful hit. So now they're moving forward with the Wolfman, starring Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which they're gonna keep it modern. They're gonna continue doing it modern time.
How modern is it? Are they like what is them modern to?
Like right now.
But I mean I know modern, but like we watched The Mummy. Right, Carlos?
That was modern.
But like, how modern is their modern? Like, is it like, oh, we're gonna do certain things? Like, oh, are they gonna? Because in The Mummy, they went full on blown up. They basically did an apocalypse almost. And the Invisible Man didn't seem. It felt more like a mystery novel, like killer. But
it's gonna be like a present day horror film.
Okay.
With the Wolfman.
I think what you're trying to say is that The Mummy they had an Avengers level threat in the first movie, and then
Invisible
was a small scale. Like if you're gonna make these movies, you don't need Avengers level threats.
Yeah,
so they're small horror movies.
So they're gonna do that then.
Well, I don't know. That's just how I think they should. If they go,
this is their third attempt at doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one.
Which we were excited for the actual the Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah,
the Dark Universe.
Yeah, we're expecting, right? At first it was surprised. We all were kind of. I know you had a negative. Kind of going into it like a thoughts.
No, I was.
You were surprised.
I was into. Okay, the Mummy wasn't a great movie.
Yeah.
It was a little bad, but I mean, it was their first step.
Yeah.
Like,
but they had a lot of good things.
Better for them to trip up in the first few movies than to trip up in the last ones. And like I said, we liked Russell Crowe's Jekyll and Hyde.
I'm disappointed that's gonna go away then.
Yeah.
Me, your good friend Audie.
They're gonna do it on the Wolfman, and now they're planning to do Dracula, but keep it more faithful to the Bram Stoker storyline, but in this timeline.
Okay.
Isn't this like their 5th attempt at a Monsters universe?
I think they've done so many attempts that you don't know. Remember,
because there was the one after the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They said they were going to make spin-offs from all of them.
Yeah.
And then there was that Wolfman movie that came out in the 2000s.
Benicio.
And they said there was going to be something else after that. So I mean, this is like their 5th attempt at this.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? What's the problem, Cruz? Why do you think they keep
running into them?
You think that like monster movies are done?
No, not done. They just gotta lure people back in.
Okay.
Like Halloween did. Halloween lured everybody back.
Well, it was a long time.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming for these characters.
Do you think they should be more violent?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
They're monster movies.
I mean, well, remember, back in the day, those were the horror things, right, Carlos? Yes? You have a face of, concern, confusion? Speak, damn it. You have an opinion?
I am a peasant here. My horror knowledge is
I'm sorry.
Keep it violent, but not the howling violent.
Okay. Oh, so I would keep it American
Werewolf.
Yeah, in London. That was pretty good.
That was good. Or keep it like Benicio del Toro's Werewolf.
Okay. Oh, I mean, what do you think? In a way, do you think modern? They should stay modern, or should they go back in the? I feel like they make more sense back in the
day. Yeah.
Back in the like those 1800s. Like it feels more like.
That's when they used.
I could believe that. Like, oh, did you hear? Like, there's a wolf. What the hell?
What's a dog? What are you gonna be afraid of? Oh shit.
I don't think they should be violent.
No.
I don't think you need to be violent to scare people.
Okay.
I think what made the first ones very popular is that at the time they appealed to contemporary fears at the time.
Okay.
And they need to do that now.
All right.
They need to mention what scares people today. You know, don't just make gore fest movies. Make horror movies that speak to people, to the audience today.
It doesn't need to be too violent. It's
gay.
You said it needs to be violent.
Yeah, but violent, but not to like extreme of the
he did a comparison.
Yeah, and I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, American Werewolf wasn't too. I mean, it was bloody, but there were scenes where they hid when he killed all those people. You got to see the violence when the dead people arrived. They're all.
Well, I'm not arguing the violence or not. I'm just saying, you know, they need to appeal to contemporary fears. And that's something I think horror movies, they're trying to rekindle what they did back then. Or trying to make gore movies, and I think it's neither one. It's they just need to find out what scares people today, and what scared people back then was a lot different from what scares us now.
Okay. Wow, something interesting came out of your mouth today.
Yeah,
about horrors.
But how are they gonna do that about Dracula and Frankenstein?
Who knows? So basically,
well, I mean, back then Dracula was just an allegory for women being not keeping their virginity. A strange man sneaks into a woman's house and steals her virginity. That's basically Dracula was just an allegory.
What about Frankenstein?
What about the Wolfman?
What about the Invisible Man?
Frankenstein.
What about the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Frankenstein, the fear of science and humanity. How will they meld?
You've been hanging out too much in that Jurassic Park. Life.
You see, you're Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I know. What the hell, man?
You're mocking me.
You're taking all the fun out of it.
No, fine. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shut up. Interesting stuff.
Everybody, look. He has an opinion. See, nobody cares.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's basically what you do. Life will go on. Are you gonna tell me about the little water in the cup?
you see, when you put.
We're moving forward.
You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I'm tired of this.
When you put water in your hand, tiny little microvesicles.
That's exactly how you sounded. I literally watched it the other day, and it didn't remind me of society. It reminded me of a killer clown.
Let me just end one thing.
Little young children.
Let me just end one thing.
Whatever. Anyways, let's talk about Cops being canceled. Apparently, Cops was still running for some reason.
They changed channel.
I thought it was canceled like 10 years ago.
They changed to the Paramount Network after Fox had to go.
Where did they go?
The Paramount Network.
No, but where the hell is the Paramount
Network? What is the Paramount
Network? It's like on cheap
basic cable.
Yeah. Cheap cable.
Next to the Chicano Network.
Oh,
that's why he knows about it.
El Rey.
El Rey.
Next to El Rey. It was part and El Rey. Also,
they had it on Ray too.
The Cops gets canceled. Big thing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, after the whole
shenanigans, the whole shenanigans that happened. So I'm assuming they realize that this show is so totally fucking up everything.
People don't want to watch cops beating the shit out of people.
But those were good rednecks that deserve a beating.
It's rednecks.
Like every 10 episode was a black guy, but you know.
No, it was just like crazy ass trailer park people were like, "Hey man, she told me."
If anything, it makes white people look bad.
I know. They should keep it.
They should keep it now.
I stopped watching Cops after they stopped doing America's Most Wanted.
I stopped watching Cops when they stopped doing What You Want, What You Want. Bad boys.
I stopped watching Cops when did it come out?
89.
When I got cable. So Cops, you taught us how to not discriminate people. But you know,
they failed at that.
They failed at that. You know, it's funny because they apparently that's one of my cops professors told me that they kept that show kept messing up like all their rights of how people were getting treated.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming they were saying like after the episode they're just probably like let them go because they didn't do everything legit. But anyways, Cops, you will be missed because of your show, and I also was a bit fan of Clops too.
Yes!
Matt TV, right? Matt TV? No, it wasn't.
I'm sick of the man giving me the finger. Where's my finger, biatch?
There's no effect.
I'm sick of the man giving me the finger. Here's your finger, biatch. Take a picture.
Wow.
Anyways, all right. Now we move on to apparently to a lighter
news.
Disneyland.
Disneyland's
Children die there.
planning to refurbish Matterhorn.
Children get kidnapped into the small world and get chained up and start singing small world.
They force them to be in Tim Allen movies.
And then they become the puppets. So it's like Pinocchio.
An episode of Goosebumps?
It's that movie Pinocchio, Revenge of. I forgot the movie.
Revenge of Pinocchio?
Yeah, it's the light, not the light remake. It's a sequel, but not really. The budget of a.
So if it's a sequel, that means it's a reboot.
It's a reboot, yes. It's Revenge of something, and then they turn into puppets.
Puppet Master versus what was it?
Evil Dolls?
Toy.
Satanic Dolls?
Satanic, yeah.
Evil Toys or something like that. It was good. I like Puppet Master. The series was somewhat. It felt it was those B to C movies, but it was entertaining watching those puppets.
Yeah, they weren't the bad guys, and that tripped me out.
That was crazy. Though the first one they were.
Yeah.
They were
But after
evil
that,
sons
they gave them character.
They fought Nazis and demons of Egyptians.
That drillhead one freaked me out.
Oh
Wasn't he a Nazi?
He was a Nazi? Damn them.
You know what he did?
What?
Kid Nazis.
Oh, yeah, kidding Nazis. And I want my scalps.
you go on to you're a puppet in my service. You take on a debit.
Hey, okay, so Cruise.
So seeing that Matterhorn's it's not connected, but it's close to Fantasyland. They want to refurbish it and theme it to Frozen.
Okay.
A lot of people.
It makes sense. It's close to fantasy.
Yeah.
I can't say no. It's not.
Yeah. Some people are for it. Some are not.
I'm assuming the OGs are not for
Yeah,
it. The ones in the Disneyland fan club. They have like their own little clique.
But I see why they're doing it. It's in Fantasyland. Princesses. What is Frozen? A princess it's a princess movie.
She's a monarch.
I will miss the snowman.
After they just remade the snowman much scarier and all that.
I think Pirates of the Caribbean needs it needs to be bigger or something.
It
gets no justice. It should be more like a roller coaster ride,
Yeah.
like a water ride. But anyway, continue.
Now there's a gentleman going around trying to get petitions to change Splash Mountain because of its racial background.
Oh, well, the music, right?
The movie, the Zippity-Doo-Dah.
Mile, what a wonderful day. Where's the sunshine? It's every day or something like that.
Yeah.
Zippity-Doo-Dah.
The film was really racist, and Disney said, you know what, this movie doesn't exist. Even though some of us have the VHS, some of us have the soundtrack.
I like what they did in Fantasia.
What did they do in Fantasia?
Like the re-release, the 2000 re-release. What they did is before you know how it goes from performance to performance.
Yeah.
Before it gets to the racist ones, they basically had Whoopi Goldberg come and just say hey, this came out in a different time. Enjoy it, but just understand it came out in.
Oh, she did that. Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, and just listen, it was a different time. Don't get bent out of shape. It was just.
Sometimes Whoopi Goldberg does good things. Sometimes she doesn't.
They had actually before every single thingy. They had a different actor, Tom Hanks, kind of come out and give a history of the piece they were doing.
Yeah.
And Whoopi Goldberg was the one she was one of the actresses who was in that, and she gave the intro for that one.
Cat. Now, the Tom and Jerry episodes included in this collection and the outrageous brand of humor shown here comes to us from a time when racial and ethnic differences were caricatured in the name of entertainment. Now, while humor may have been the intent of such caricatures, they also had the effect of revealing society's unfair and hurtful representations of people of color, women, and ethnic groups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this gentleman, not that he doesn't like dislikes the ride, it's just hey, come on, it's racist. Let's change it up.
He wants to change up the thong?
The theming. He wants to change it to the Princess and the Frog, which will fit because it's almost similar characters.
I mean, I like the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
I like the movie, but wouldn't that be considered fantasy in her time? Like her side,
well, it's still
Nolans, yeah.
Yeah, it's still with creators, and it's close to New Orleans, so that's.
But it's weird because Haunted Mansion's right there and there. Is Haunted Mansion considered Nolans type? Yeah. Okay, maybe I could see that.
Yeah, and if the guy.
But is it just saying there's a lot of changes that people just want to do nowadays?
Yeah, just change. Let's change it. They're not trying to erase history. It's just, hey, come on.
Well,
they are trying to erase history.
I think that's one of the things that I really don't want to talk about in our thing, but it's crazy how some things have been kind of just driven to the point where it's what's that statue they want to take out?
The Confederate
The
statue.
Confederate. And didn't he do something for America? Like, wasn't he a big part of American
Well,
history?
there's thousands of Confederate statues in the South.
Yeah.
Some of them, I'll admit, are racist.
Yeah.
But other ones are just
NASCAR
war heroes.
Yeah,
of the time.
it's like one of those things. Like, they were in some parts they did stuff, but in majority of parts they were looking towards the country, like how it was. Right? I'm assuming that's how it was.
Listen, I think the point of those statues is to say, when the Civil War, it's saying basically, listen, we killed each other at one point, but at the end of the day, we found a way to live together.
Yeah,
true.
That's what it's saying, and I think when it comes. Again, I don't know what the fuck is going on here with Disneyland, but if you're gonna have you shouldn't hide away those racist things. You should be able to say, listen, there was a racist point. We're not gonna say it didn't exist, but we're able to live together now because of it.
True.
Yeah.
Just don't try to whitewash or make history fit your non-offensive views. There's gonna be shit that offends everybody.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that all countries should have. It's like they have a little bit of good and they have a little bit of bad. Like, this is where it's like one of the, we learn from our past so we won't
repeat the same mistakes.
It's when you hide away these things that people forget about it and it resurfaces.
It's like Thor, the Ragnarok.
Oh,
yes.
That's Disney topic, by the way.
It is.
Anyway, so
yeah. So let's see what happens.
Okay. So Disney, basically. I feel like they're. Oh, by the way, they said they're gonna try to open.
They're opening July 17th.
July 17th, by the way, Disneyland, which I still won't go.
I won't go to probably a year.
Yeah, I'll wait
Never
a year.
been.
No, you haven't?
You've been a great night.
Nighttime.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Oh, he doesn't have the full Disney experience.
We gotta take him next year.
We'll take you next year.
I'm in no rush to go, man.
We're gonna.
That's why we're taking you next year.
We'll take you for your birthday.
Oh god.
I will
This
fucking
year.
murder you, man.
We'll take him this year.
Can we go to Vegas again?
Yeah.
Dude, you can get shit for cheap now.
With more money now. Oh, we could go now. We could go now. Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, we can get stuff for cheap because
That was the room. Remember I told you I found the room for $54 a night.
yeah,
Oh, really?
dude, you could get it cheaper now.
Oh, we could go to Vegas. Anyway, this is for another topic.
Okay, other topic. All right.
So
Hookers and blow.
Let's go to Vegas during the cronies. Anyways, last Ronin cruise, me and Carlos were kind of. I know what it is, the Ninja Turtles title. I think Carlos knows too, but
I know who the Ninja Turtles are.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We know what they are. Sorry, apologize. God, shut up. But we don't know about the Ronin.
Look, so the last Ronin is 20 years in the making.
What the hell? What does that mean?
So 20 years ago, the original creators had this story planned out to do like, oh, what happens if all the turtles died and one only lived?
Really?
No, it's too dark. They're not going to pass it through.
Well, wasn't originally the theme of the turtles were dark, right?
Yeah, they were dark, but this will be like extreme.
Oh, okay.
So one of the creators that's still on board is like, you know what? Let's revisit it. Let's see what happens.
Well, now in the time, people have been doing like DC Black and stuff like that. We've been
So
doing
this
that, right?
was so unlikable that they greenlit Ninja Turtles with Power Rangers before they did this.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. I got tripped out. That was the.
Let's stay on topic.
Yes. The Ninja Turtles live action cartoon was ugly.
Never happened.
Okay. It was ugly.
I
like the bad guy though.
So they're doing what the Marvel's doing right now. Mm-hmm. The old man or the end stories.
Okay.
Where they show like
Old
what
Man
happened.
Logan.
Old Man Logan.
Old Man Hawkeye.
Yeah.
They don't,
not
they don't
the
believe
old
in
not the
happily
old
ever
man.
after.
No, not the old man.
Yeah.
The end. That's the title. The end.
Oh really?
So they're showing what happens to Captain America at the end.
Yeah.
What happens to Miles? What happened to Wolverine? So I'm guessing that's what they're doing here.
Okay.
So the story takes place that there's only one turtle alive.
And who is it?
Oh, we don't know.
Oh, so
I would like to see Mikey go back being the leader he was before they changed him, making him the immature one.
Oh, he was a leader.
He was the leader before Leonardo.
Oh.
So,
and in this one they show that he has a bunch of their. So no one knows who he is.
Nobody knows what turtle it
They
is.
have all his their weapons.
This
right?
turtle's literally all in black.
Okay.
Only thing he has in color are just his brother's weapons.
Yeah.
So he's going on a suicide mission to finally take down the clan.
What if it's Mikey?
I would like it.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see Michael go back to his original roots where he was the leader.
If they're doing that, I feel like they might go in that route then. If they're going
Hopefully.
Let's cross our fingers.
Let's cross our fingers. A lot of people are saying it's Raph, but seeing how Raph is a hothead, I don't think he'll last that long.
Well, that'd be like the most generic answer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, who would think? Oh, maybe Leonardo or Ralph.
It's going to be Donnie or Mikey.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that are like, them? Really?
No one would think of it.
Yeah, nobody would think it would be them. So,
but then hardcore old school Ninja Turtle fans would probably be rooting for Michael.
yeah, it was like, hey, Michael's gonna go back, be the leader, be the last guy to go take down the clown on his own, dies at the end, but brings justice to his family and friends.
Okay.
So it's coming out in August.
Is this what is this timeline based on? Where are they at?
They're just doing 20 years from the original.
So everything city, everything
New York, everything. It's just 20 years after.
Is this gonna be a good long series story? Or?
Five-part series.
So do
48 pages long.
Do you think we're gonna see all other villains making appearance of the other
we probably can.
homies?
I know they said friends and family are dead, so I don't know which ones are dead, which ones are alive.
Okay.
The only thing is that it's coming out in August. 48 pages long each series. And they're all gonna come with a different cover.
You're getting that for sure.
Probably if they come out with a Mikey, I'll probably get the Mikey cover.
Hey man, he's a fan. Shut up, you. Shut your mouth. Stop being rude. Anyways, okay, so the Ronin. Everybody, if you're excited for Ninja Turtles,
Comes out August, and I believe you can start pre-ordering it.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very impressive. I like it. Now let's talk. Final topic. It's the eight. I think we already talked about it last time. HBO Max, but now there's more stuff just rising to the top.
Out of the cracks.
Out of the cracks. Yeah, the graveyard. The graveyard that they all digged up everything.
So now that HBO Max owns the Snyder Cut,
Okay.
they see potential in Ben Affleck's script.
Yeah. Well, that was a big thing that we're talking about back then.
They wanted the Death
There
Show
was
Batman.
a lot of stories people wanted to bring up
Yeah.
before. Even I think Flash.
Yeah.
The Batman was one of them, right?
Yeah, the Batman was supposed to be Ben Affleck's baby. He was
Yeah.
supposed to direct. We were supposed to get that big fight scene where Deathstroke versus Batman.
Yeah.
And
I mean, watching Batman versus Superman, how Batman was fucking kicking ass, right, Carlos? You would assume that would have been like 10 times.
So HBO Max wants Ben Affleck, Gerard Leto, and Joe Manganiello to come back to replay their characters, Batman, Joker, and
as
Slade.
a series, right?
As a series. Make the script into a series. One-time deal.
So, like, you would think, like, some of these series nowadays that will do what, they'll do maybe like a good 10?
10 episode.
And they'll be like an hour long, right?
Yeah. So they wanted to. It's gonna mostly take place in Arkham. It's pretty much leading up to Suicide Squad. That was supposed to happen.
Okay.
So that's what HBO Max wants.
Okay.
Affleck, come back, do your script. The script, I think he has it done. Just rewrite it, work it out for it to be a series,
yeah.
and reprise your guys' roles.
What do you think about this, Carlos, when it comes to this right here and the new Batman movie that's coming out? Do you see any conflict? Do you see not a conflict, but more resentment of like the directors making this Batman movie for them, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we want this Batman too. Like, what the hell?
This is just showing how sloppy DC was.
Okay.
That, you know, Marvel, they had a plan and they stuck to it.
Yeah.
While DC, you know, I don't think even right now they know what the fuck they're doing.
Okay. So you think they're just kind of throwing darts?
I think they're just throwing darts. I mean, you could say, you know, oh, Ben Affleck's writing a thing. I mean, Rian Johnson was supposed to make a Star Wars trilogy, and that's garbage now.
Yeah.
Like, Disney confirmed it and said, yes, he's working on a script. And then bad reviews from a movie and everything's scrapped.
Yeah.
So, you know, with news like this, like, oh, they're thinking about this, you know what? Take it with a grain of salt. Okay. And this just shows how DC, they don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
I mean, if the Snyder Cut sticks and it's the masterpiece we think it is, yeah, we could add a little bit more credence to this, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Batman was the best part of that, one of the best parts of the Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
But, you know, until we can see at least more than one card, we should take everything that we hear with a grain of salt.
Okay.
But like I always tell you, until I see the trailer, I don't believe shit.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, for us, still believe in something.
Yeah.
Cruz, I think for you, how do you feel about that? I know Carlos's opinions, they matter, so we won't discredit Carlos. But we also like to listen to other opinions of how they feel like.
No, I mean, it's cool to wonder, oh, what if? That's cool. That's great. But
I didn't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to someone who believes.
Yeah, I think this is going to be...
someone who has hope.
I think this is going to be one of the rare chances we get to see Batman on TV.
Okay.
Because this is the only time we're only
TV or app or streaming service?
Well,
Nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So we still won't get Batman on
We'll
TV.
still won't get.
We didn't get him on Titans. Yeah. Well, we didn't get him in Gotham.
I grown to like him in Titans, which was, was hard for me to. But he reminded more of Adam West look. So I mean, that's the only thing I would say.
We didn't get him we haven't got him in Arrow.
Yeah.
So I think this is the closest thing we're gonna get to the '60s where we see Batman on screen if this happens.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped for it. Bring it out. Bring it on.
Yeah.
What else? It's not like you're gonna continue with it anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
This is gonna be a one-off thing, one season thing. Boom, get it over with.
Okay. Well, right now, what I was, I think we've talked about it before. Let's say if it works. Let's say, right? Would you think? I think I talked to this with my brother. Do you think? I think if we brought it up to with you guys, they will bring, instead of like, how there's movies, the movies universe. Would you think they would continue the Snyder universe on HBO Max? And would you think that'd be like a pretty
keep it there.
Nice idea? It wouldn't conflict like how Daredevil did it. Like at one point they forgot about it.
I think there's a lot of really good and exciting potential here.
Yeah,
for a middle ground between. Okay, you got the crappy CW cheap shows.
Yeah.
And then you got the high-end Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think HBO Max could find a really nice middle ground with well-funded movies that look as good as movies, but still not competing with the blockbuster movies. That's a middle ground that they can take full advantage of.
Well, then, like how Game of Thrones, they've proven, or not just Game of Thrones, I want to say a bunch of all these other shows that have proven that they don't need these high quality type of like budgets to make. I mean, they still get enough money, but they work around it, right?
Yeah.
Like all these things need test runs. The show Rome for HBO, that was the most expensive show at that time, but that was their practice run for Game of Thrones.
Really?
And Game of Thrones could be their practice run for this.
Yeah.
The Snyder Cut could be their practice run for a middle ground series, a middle ground list of series that they can have. They can have a Batman series, a Superman series. They don't have to make movies. They can just make small miniseries.
And then now they can have a series of the actual heroes, not just like a rip-off of saying like, oh, this is Clark Kent's 10th generation grandfather.
Exactly.
And then we're going to still use every villain from
and
that.
And it's not like any of these actors are doing anything big right now.
Yeah.
Look at Henry Cavill. He's doing The Witch on Netflix.
He's doing Warhammer.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
And Warhammer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like some of these actors. Well, they've proven. Like in HBO, we were just talking about it earlier, where you have Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
And you had Tallahassee. They're actors that have been in the big screen. Now they're doing
True Detective
and stuff like that.
The streaming series, the streaming medium is something that's still. Something like this could just come in and dominate the streaming series. And if DC plays their cards right, they can be positioned to own the streaming services with this.
And no matter how many people think to themselves they want to lie to something, Netflix is still on top.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Netflix is always going to be on top.
Well, because they've already built a foundation. And they've built it enough where they could just stack up.
Netflix could throw cards and
we've talked about it before, and that's why I'm saying, like, you're right. If they play it right, they could basically own the streaming service on its own. And now, do you think they're gonna just throw away some of their stuff like HBO Go, HBO Now, since basically that's the equivalent?
They gotta consolidate.
Yeah,
they gotta. All streaming needs to consolidate.
Yeah,
like you said, it's ridiculous that we have to have 10 different subscriptions to get everything we want. Within the next 10 years, it's going to be down to 3 or 4.
Well, some of them are already doing that, right? Disney's doing that somewhat with Hulu and ESPN. Like they're finally building up their little.
Like you got channels that you got ESPN, and how many different things you get with ESPN that used to be its own network.
Yeah, true.
Golf. Baseball. Used to have the baseball channel, the golf channel, the football channel. Now consolidated under ESPN.
True.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it's going to happen with streaming. It's just all going to consolidate, and it's going to be down to 3 or 2 networks.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's pretty much what's going to happen right now. Just imagine what the power they could do with HBO Max.
The ultimate power.
I mean, we have it, so we've seen some of that.
They can really do some interesting things. They could own it so that Marvel could be kicked out of that field.
Yeah.
Marvel can own movies,
Yeah.
And DC can own the streaming services, and CW can own whatever the fuck they do.
I feel like they're just like, we'll leave it here for you guys.
It's a middle ground
Yeah.
that DC can take here that no one's taken advantage of.
True. It's all just been like little snippets here and there. Like Netflix. I mean, Marvel did it with Daredevil and them, but I think they just got hungry. We're like, we want these.
Well, compare Daredevil's budget to the budget they're giving the Snyder Cut.
Oh yeah.
Pennies compared to that.
True.
Imagine if they give a Batman series that budget.
Yeah.
It's something that will look as good as a Marvel movie on streaming.
True.
I mean, Daredevil can never compete with that.
Yeah, true. Money wise, they always.
They're basically proving that you can make a lot of money.
You just gotta make sure you use that money well, right? Because a lot of money could go.
Again, like there's a lot of movies, Hollywood movies, that don't need to cost $200 million.
Transformers.
300. Yeah, those movies do not need to cost $500 million to make.
Yeah.
So now that they're gonna be like, listen, you're getting like 30 mil and that's it.
Joker quality movies.
And mostly the Transformers spent all that money on just the model cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just the model cars.
If Michael Bay went to Netflix and they gave him money, they would be like, show us receipts for everything you spent money on. And he'd be like, explosions, fireworks? What the fuck, are you nuts? You're fired.
Gasoline and gunpowder.
Yeah.
Michael Bay would be fired from Netflix.
Yeah. All you spent was on the concept cars, explosions, and that's it.
Well, everybody, that was us. I hope you enjoyed our topics. I think that was pretty much it, right? We got to talk about nothing. Nobody wants to bring it out. Anything? You're just looking at me.
Politics.
Politics, yes. Why pineapple shouldn't be existing in your pizza? All right.
Whoa.
Next topic.